Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Christelle Martinette, and I'm here with a reading for the day, the 13th, Friday the 13th of May, which is always a superstitious moment. And because of the day, I've brought the Black Cat Tarot with me, just so we'll honor that day. And I've just put out, as always, the scrying session on the channel Mystic Scrying Medium Christelle, and it was a session. It had its own message. Now I'm not going to give you a preview, but I would like to read these cards with you. I have the Voodoo Tarot here, and just a message for those of you who are interested in soul work, because I've had a lot of questions and I've had a lot of people sign up, and I've done a lot of complete soul therapies with several people, the nitty-gritty, the past life regression, and you have to be ready for this type of session. It's very difficult. You have to face your demons, and you have to be ready to do the work, and it's extremely difficult. And unless you're willing to do the work, and I can open up things for you, I can show you them, and I can clear them, but unless you're willing to follow through, it won't work. You have to be intention. You have to have the intention of making choices that are different from your past, and nothing, absolutely nothing is worth it. The law of attraction, none of it is worth anything unless you put action into it. You have to act. That's agency. A subscriber asked me, what is this agency? It's action. If I'm asking about a new job, I can stay home and wait for years. But unless I put my CV out and I apply for different jobs, I will never get the opportunity. Okay? You have to act on it. Let's see what these cards, these tarot, have to say. We've got the visible and the invisible here. We've got the visible and the invisible. We've got the moment of truth. We have the moment of truth, and trying to put up mirrors. I was going to get my mirror. Trying to put up mirrors to deflect people from coming in and seeing your eyes. That's an energy that's going to occur around this Friday. And that is right next to the moment of truth. And by golly, you would be caught dead. You would rather be caught dead than having someone know your truth, Again, it's, I'm seeing us, okay? I'm seeing us waving a mirror, waving a banner, and showing, trying to draw someone's attention away from what we're really doing, and not letting them see your truth, using those mirrors to deflect in interest and having them see you, the real you, and having truth not emerge. What results of that? What we have is the invisible world coming out and grasping us and pulling us and tugging us and showing us that maybe you're doing something wrong, maybe you should do this, let me show you this, let me show you that, let me show you this other thing. I'm reminded of when I was a little girl, my dad, who has been a prisoner of war in India for many, many years, after the war, during the war actually, when we grew up, he always used to tell us these war stories in India, and he so fascinated me. He would say, I swear to you, I swear to you. He would be part of spiritual gatherings, and where the other world would be called upon, and he said to me, I swear to you, the table was rising. My hands were on the table. I swear to you. Okay? And of course, why would he lie? Why would he lie? Now, why I'm saying this is that I've been pointing in the direction of my dad as a direction in many ways. I now live in Rome, in an area, and it just happened to dawn on me the other day. I live in Rome, in an area where he grew up all his life, and he was given to his aunt when he was not even a year old, and so, he was ousted out of his house, and so he grew up here. And another thing, when I went to the United States, I had to go to a wedding, and the wedding was held where he worked for a lifetime, and I didn't realize that. And I got a call from an institution, from this academy, as a proposal. They were interested in me, and I realized that it was in the city where he had worked, in the same. I was gravitating to all of this, So, and it's as if, this card, Les Morts, they're telling you something. They are telling you something, no matter what. Here you are deflecting with the mirrors, and your moment of truth is wanting to be pierced into the ground so no one will see. You will, use your arrow and bring it out into the sky so no one can ever know. No one will ever know. But those invisible hands come, and they call you, and they point you, and they tell you. They're spirit guides, I have a spirit guide team reading that I work with, and I work with clients, and it's very, very interesting because I coach them in how to contact them, and it's very, very interesting. You might want to look at that. See these Black Cat Tarot. There's a ritual in being together, and it always changes depending on the context, of course. But I have here the card of justice, right? The card of justice, and the card of justice in this spread is telling me that it will come round and come round and come round. Your truth will be disrobed. You will decide to do that. It's a matter of timing. And again, I was mentioning in my other channel, Mystic Scrying Medium, Christelle and the Scrying, I was saying, the timing, there are two things that it's very difficult as a question. When? When will that happen? And why? The intentionality of a person. Especially, the intentionality is quite well understood with the cards, with psychic abilities. What is not understood is the intentionality of people who have mental issues, because it shifts constantly. It shifts constantly, so our reading shifts constantly. But it's possible to understand intentions. And I'm seeing here a very strong, grounded, spiritual nature, despite that inability to want others to come in, to partake of your personal space. There is this groundedness, and there's also a ritual in contending, like it's playing not tug of war, but braccio di ferro. Braccio di ferro is, what would you call that in English? Well, the two arms that try to, I can't remember in English what that's called, when you're trying to push the other arm down. There is that personal antagonism that comes, and it is part of interacting. That is the joy of interacting. That is the life of interaction. That's the breath of interaction, is the antagonism. And so be it, amen, get ben venga, let's get it out. Come on, I need a good sparring partner. Let me put on my boxing gloves. Come on, where do you want it? You want it in the stomach, and this is, you have to get it out. Now, there is also, though, however, a moment that you understand that it's important for this to come about. And you almost laugh at the occurrences. And you just tip your hat and say, bye-bye, till we meet again, and take it with a grain of salt. the separation. A grain of salt. It's just salt, you know. You just take it as a grain of salt. Great. It was wonderful partaking of this and interaction and being together. Just 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 days, 1 hour, you know, the weekend. But ta-ta, see you again sometime, you know. You need a knot, you want to tie a knot? We'll tie a knot. How about, let's see, let's change this aquamarine to a big fat diamond. How much would that cost? You want me to wear that? You want the world to know that I'm, you know, worth that? Okay, fine, I'll wear it. If that's what keeps you happy, I'll wear it, you know. Does it change the way I feel? Does it change the way you feel? Perhaps, yes. But let's take a look at some of these cards with the Vera Sibilla and see what they say. I'm going to the Justice card in this Black Cat Tarot deck. These have been pre-shuffled as always. Justice will be served. Justice will be served. This is the Namika, the female enemy, and it could be a male enemy. The gifts or obstacles and illness, malato. So we have here female enemy, obstacles and gifts, and these are in this context obstacles. Okay, so justice is a matter of a contextual legal, you know, it's a legal context here. Justice will be served in the sense that there are people who are against you in a legal battle. It could be for an inheritance. It could be, you know, you and a partner that you're going through a divorce. It could be any of that. And there are words ill spent, you know, not that you will regret someday. But these will work together, and that is the justice that we're talking about. And that is why it is difficult for you now to partake, and why you deflect with the mirror. Now, I'm going to see, but this also, these three cards also talk about true illness, as if you're around, you know, you're taking care of, you're around a person who is on their last leg, I want to use that expression, an elderly person, a person who has been sick for a long time. So it's not going to come as a surprise. This is someone who's ill, who is about to pass, and you know that. You've known that for a while. All right, so that is the way, and you know, the passing of that person will bring you in a situation of legality, either for inheritance or for shifting inheritances or whatever. But there are two different sides to that story. I'm going to take these cards to this Eight of Wands. Ta-ta, you know, the ta-ta, and until we see each other again. There's the female lover, could be a male lover. The Vecchia Signore that speaks to change, and the reunion. And it is till we meet again. It is we will meet again. We will meet again. That is the exit card. We will meet again. Right? Now, bear that in mind, but also bear in mind all of the deflecting and the troublesome nature of communication during that period of bringing those mirrors up and deflection, you know. I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to take the Vera Sibilla on the Knight of Pentacles. Excuse me. Oh, the candles. Sorry. Okay, I see Belvedere, you know, looking out to see something coming in. Sorry. Oh. And a ladro, just like the Vecchia Signora, ladro speaks to change. But in this context, it's not a negative change. Fortuna, okay? The the Knight of Pentacles augurs in a not a windfall, but favorable times. The Fortuna card in this deck is one of the most favorable cards. I'll say that again. One of the most favorable cards. And this is talking to us who want to know when. You know, when? Just look at that and you'll see. It's okay. Don't ask. Go have a party. Go have your last fling, you know. Go have whatever you want. Just know. Just have trust, faith. It will come. It will come. I'm going to take the runes. I have emerald runes with me tonight. Emerald runes with me tonight. Tonight. Oh, I have to blow my nose. Oh, wait. Wow, we got lots. Something's being created here. Under a very lucky star. Under a very lucky star. This weird rune, the rune weird, always. It has been coming out again and again. And now, time is on our side. The runes are telling me that it's the time factor that is the most important element to bear in mind, that it is the time that will be romantic. It will be the romance that is constructed around time, instead of wanting to see that person so fast, wanting it now. It is the time. I have Yera here, I have Rido in reverse, and 3 sats as well, all in a cluster to tell me that, and Ing, that there is a successful outcome, but it is the time, the way you make use of this time. I'm seeing a flow of romantic letters, of emails, even long handwritten letters, messaging, but long communication that is just, unwinding and just beginning to bear the soul, or laying the groundwork for what is to come. Like I said, there's also Urus, which is Merkstave here, and it is, when Urus is Merkstave, Brightstave is a motor, a mention. I'm blah, 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 blah. When Urus is Merkstave, there is a bit of ungroundedness. There is a bit of work still necessary to be done on both sides. Or, if you're thinking in terms of another person, another family member, or a loved one, there's a lot of work to be done on both sides, things that you cannot control. But the first rune that is fell closest to me is Bjork, and it is the beginning. It just tells you it's the beginning, and the final rune is Yera. It talks about beating time, and to be. It will be an eternal beginning. All right, that is the message. It will be an eternal beginning if you can accept the time factor as such. If you'll accept the time factor, that's the way it is. Long, slow time. Hey, if you're in bed, that's wonderful. I guess that's the key, being in bed, long and slow. Ladies and gentlemen, namaste. Thank you for being with me. I do appreciate your likes, shares, and your subscriptions. Bye-bye, and happy 13th of May, Friday.